Hey guys, welcome to TLS. You're Birdwatching with Magpie. So just now, saw the video from the E3 thing for Anthem, and it took me a second. There was just some weird elements of it that just kept on, there's something familiar about it, right? Like the way it plays, some of the elements of it, and it hit me. It's like Firefall, but with a AAA studio, and hopefully people that won't mismanagement it into the ground. From the fact that you can fly, that's the thing. In Firefall, you had gliding. In this game, I was thinking about it. They're able to fly straight. I never even saw them, I don't think, I might have to watch again, but flying up didn't seem quite so much. And also the base started rather high. So it makes sense that it may even be like the glider wings. Not sure if you'll have the full ability to fly wherever you want, but pretty darn similar. And then you have the mobility. It would appear with the jumping and kind of the jump jets a little bit. And then we see that there's these 4 different classes, very reminiscent of the 4 classes in Firefall. I'm trying to recall, so it was Recon, Medic, or something to that extent. I think it was like Biotech. And there's like a tank class. Well, there's Assault, Medic, Tank, and Rogue, basically. And they had their own names, but it was like Recon, Assault, Dreadnought, and then something else. And then they had all these little variants of it, and they had this whole thing where you can customize it and all this other stuff. The main thing was that you had a set of abilities, along with the mobility in the game and a big open world to play in it. And that's what I'm seeing here, is that it looks really similar. It's like they took the concept of, like somebody in EA saw Firefall, and then they saw it dying, and they're like, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet. From what we've seen, they have those weapons, but we saw kind of examples of some abilities, like the big old ground pound from the heavy mech, whatever it was. And then he has the mortar, which is kind of like selective equipment. But also it could be an ability in itself. But yeah, it's and then one of the things that also really struck me was the storm at the end, and the big thing in the storm that they all fly into at the end. It's like the melding. That's totally what it reminded me of. I'm not saying that they're completely ripping off Firefall, but obviously it looks pretty inspired by Firefall and maybe some other IPs. But yeah, this could be because that was the thing, man. Firefall, I was all about that. And this looks like it could be Firefall, but not shit, basically. Yeah, hoping to see more info on this game. For one thing, the presentation was interesting. Unfortunately, they did kind of have the whole scripted thing going on a little bit. It wasn't as bad as it is in some games where they're trying to be all tactical. And it's like, oh, move up, move up. It's like, nobody talks like that, man. Come on. So, there's a little bit in there, but honestly, I didn't find it too cringeworthy. But yeah, there's this, they seem to make a point of it, that there's 4 players. And, one thing that's curious is whether or not it's going to be completely open world with just people running all over doing whatever, or if it's going to be like Phantasy Star Online, Warframe, a couple of those other games where it's like you and a handful of other people at the same time, but just your group. Because doing that, you can usually get a higher level of fidelity out of the world than you would with an MMO, because you have so much stuff to keep track of. And in my opinion, that's the thing. Most people want to play with their friends. When it's just a whole bunch of other people out there you got to deal with, it's just a clusterfuck. But yeah, it's it looks pretty sweet, man. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it. Hoping to hear more about this thing. Yeah, multiplayer. I imagine Firefall, but AAA, and hopefully not shit. We'll see. This has been Totally Legit Science. Magpie. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe to see more of our videos. Leave a comment. Let us know what you want to see.